What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss what happened at UFC 276. We had some really great performances. We had some lackluster performances. But before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. All right, moving forward, guys. Starting from the top, let's start with Izzy versus Jared Cannonier. A lot of people are just shitting on Izzy. Yeah, was it a great performance? No, but I don't really think that's Izzy's fault. He's not out there fighting cans. You're going out there against a guy like Jared Cannonier, who, in my opinion, styles make fights, and I think that Jared Cannonier's style was able to create enough of a problem to make Izzy hesitate, to second guess himself, and to not be able to do what he does best and use his best weapons. Jared did a really, really good job of surviving, and even though he wasn't getting hit, he wasn't really doing the damage himself. So it's like it was kind of both, but Izzy was able to at least pull out and be the more aggressive guy and the better fighter that night. And the judges made the right call by giving I thought all 5 rounds to Izzy. But then again, I'm pretty sure I only watched 4 of those rounds. I was very tired at the end of that night, and once I saw Izzy take the first 4 rounds, I'm like, all right, I think it's time to go to bed. There really wasn't anything happening. There was really no danger factor from either guy, and we saw what we saw. So moving forward, we're probably going to have Izzy versus Alex Behar. I'm very excited for that matchup. Alex is definitely going to bring the fight to Izzy. Will we see Izzy fight the old way that he fought him before? And I forgot who made this comment, and I wish I had the source to tell you guys. But he made a comment where Izzy was that style point fighter back in the day in kickboxing, and he was kind of criticized for it, and he went out there and fought Alex the second time more aggressively and got KO'd. And we have a similar story now where he's kind of at that point fighting stage of his championship career, and maybe this criticism might force him to fight more recklessly in his next fight against Alex again, and that could be to his detriment for a second or third time. So I really wish I knew, and I could give a shout out to who said that, because that was not my thought, but that was a beautiful thought, and that is a real thing that could have very well happened. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen with his matchup against Alex. We'll talk about Alex in a few minutes here. But congratulations to Izzy. Wasn't the exciting performance we were all looking to see, but nonetheless, that was a win. I'm not a hater, so congratulations, man. Jared, moving forward, you did your best, man. I mean, you didn't look great out there, but at the same time, you went out there, you put your best foot forward, you believed in yourself, and you didn't get KO'd, and you survived a lot better than most of these fucking guys have. So, Jared, congratulations on your opportunity for the 185 strap. I can't wait to see what you do moving forward. I don't care what you do moving forward. I would like to see a fight against Marvin Vettori. I think that would be a really interesting matchup, but I'm not really sure where that would go. But nonetheless, great fight, guys. Moving on to the co-main event, we had Alexander Volkanovski defending his belt for the trilogy against Max Holloway, making Max Holloway not look like Max Holloway. And Alexander Volkanovski is just on another fucking level right now, guys. He has just leveled up, and it had shown in his Korean Zombie performance and his Brian Ortega performance. That's why when I remember watching the press conference and Max was like, "You're known for not giving damage." When he said that, I was like, "Oh, dude." That was when I was like, man, Max might pay for those fucking words. I thought Max was going to take this fight. I thought his striking ability, his length, his reach, I thought he was just going to be the bigger, stronger, faster guy out there. And, I knew that there was a possibility that we would see the Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway matchup where if there would be a difference, Alex would have been the stronger guy. But I thought maybe Max would be able to utilize his footwork, his speed, and everything like that much better. But it was just like that, where Max went out there, he took his shots, he was not able to get out of the way, and Volk was right there in his fucking face the entire time. I mean, at the end of that fight, Volk did not look damaged at all, and Max looked bloodied up, and he looked hurt. And it was just one of those matchups, man, where it just showed Volk was the better fighter, man, and all hats off to you, bro. Phenomenal performance. I really hope you go up to 55 and get your title shot. You deserve it, man. Max Holloway, dude, just stay at 45 and do what you do. Let Volk go up, and then you can just have the whole division to yourself. because that's pretty much what it was like. It was Volk and Max against everybody else. But now it was Volk against everybody else. But now that he's going, it's going to be Max against everybody else. So I really hope. Well, he did say that he wanted to be active and keep the 45 belt, though. He did say that post-fight analysis. So who knows? But I can honestly see the UFC giving Max Holloway like an interim strap or something like that. Keep the division moving. We don't really know how it's going to play out, especially with Alexander Volkanovski. Is he going to defend the 45 belt next? Or is he really going to go up immediately to 55? I really want to see. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. But congratulations to Volkanovski. I hope he gets that against either Islam or Charles Oliveira in the future. Max Holloway, moving forward for him, he's kind of in a weird position because he's beaten like everybody else in the featherweight division. So it's like I would really like to see him get to guys like Arnold Allen, Bryce Mitchell, somewhere along that line. Someone, just some fresh meat. Just get these younger guys up there and get them into the top 10, top 5. I'd like to see these guys perform against Max Holloway. I think Bryce Mitchell, Arnold Allen would be really, really, really good matchups for Max Holloway, regardless of ranking numbers. Moving forward, we had the Alex Pereira and Sean Strickland matchup. I wanted Sean Strickland to win this fight just because I'm a Sean Strickland fan. Like, I like his style. I like the way he fights. I like the way he talks. He's just not scared of anybody. And even if he is, like, he's going to try and intimidate you no matter what. And I appreciated everything about what he tried to do in this fight. I appreciated how he even said afterwards he wouldn't change a damn thing. Alex Pereira went out there and just, luckily Sean was not scared of him, and he was just moving forward. And Sean said he felt safe the entire time. And I think that was, obviously a big mistake, and he shouldn't have felt so safe, and he should have maybe been a little bit more cautious towards that if he wanted to actually get that victory. But he went out there, he tested himself against one of the top tier strikers on the entire planet, and he came out on bottom. But Alex Pereira, dude, you're like, what, 7-1 and with your MMA record? Like, what you've been able to do. And if it wasn't for Izzy being the champion, you wouldn't have been fast-tracked like this in such a way. Like, you would have had to work harder for it for sure. They would have given you more fights like Blood Diamond. Like, they would have definitely given you those guys, more of those guys earlier on. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen with him and Izzy in this next matchup. They better make this fucking fight happen. If they don't make this fight happen, they're insane. This has to happen. So that's the only fight to make with Alex, and I'm really interested to see what he's going to be able to do against Izzy in MMA, because all these other weapons are now going to be thrown into the mix, and he's going to have all these other things to deal with, but same with Izzy as well, and it's not like Alex is like inexperienced on the ground. He's trained with Glover Teixeira for years. Like, they're like main training partners of one another. So it's like he's out there working with the top guys in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in the entire world. So I'm really excited to see that matchup moving forward. I hope they have it sooner than later, because both of these guys probably didn't get any injuries in their matchups. So hopefully, UFC 279, UFC 280, that would be very ideal for these guys to have for the 185 belt. I'd love to see it moving forward. Next up, we got Brian Barberena against Robbie Lawler. Fuck, man, what a beautiful fight, but also so depressing at the same time. Like, poor Robbie, to see his chin go like that. Brian did not take his pedal off the mat. His blah, blah, blah. He did not stop fucking going forward the entire fight. Just bam, 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 punches from every angle, just throwing 10%, 20%, just constantly throwing at him. Kind of like the Nick Diaz way, because Nick Diaz did find some success in that second fight with Robbie Lawler by basically just constantly just throwing shit at him, constantly just throwing clean, crisp punches at his face, constantly making him guess and move, and not really, he just couldn't get that power punch going, you know what I mean? So to see Brian Barberena kind of do the exact same thing and was able to mix it up to the body also very well in Robbie Lawler, it was so impressive to see. And just Robbie just couldn't. At the end, man, he just got caught. He just had two pit bulls going in there, and just, man, the younger, more ferocious one came out, and you just saw, just Robbie just isn't that same dude anymore, and his chin just can't handle it. He's got that intensity, he's got the fire, but now his body's starting to fail him, and now with him being 41 years old, it's kind of fucked up to see. We might see one more performance out of him. I really hope that he decides to hang it up just for his health. But, if he doesn't, I'd still love to see him out there again. Robbie Lawler, everything you've given us, all the memories over the years, phenomenal Hall of Famer. And I'm very happy I got to see another performance by him. Brian Barberena, you just seem to be the fucking legend killer lately. You go out there against these guys and you're just fucking putting it on. I can't wait to see what you do moving forward. You're definitely going to have that spotlight on you again. You're going to get your shot again towards the welterweight rankings. So I can't wait to see what happens with you moving forward. Hats off, Brian Barberena. Robbie Lawler, thank you for everything. Moving forward, we had the opener for the pay-per-view, Pedro Munhoz and Sugar Sean O'Malley. What a anticlimactic performance, or I wouldn't say performance, but just fight in general. Everybody's giving Pedro all this shit, and yeah, at first glance, maybe it seemed like he was frustrated, and he was just like, man, fuck this shit, I want to go home. This is bullshit. He just couldn't get in on Sean. Sean really couldn't get in on him either, though. It was just kind of weird, and it wasn't really a great fight. People were clamoring for a rematch, and I don't really like. Yeah, I mean, if something was happening, yeah, it'd be really interesting to see a rematch. But there really wasn't anything happening, like from both ends. So it wasn't really a phenomenal performance by either guy before the eye poke even happened. It just, styles make fights, and this was a really shitty styled fight. And on paper, it looked like it was going to be fireworks. Pedro has come out and said that he's got I think his cornea is scratched all the way around, and it's really shitty to hear, man. I hope you recover quickly. I don't think that you want it out of there after seeing what happened. It didn't seem like it's such of a bad poke when you watched it, but it's an eye poke. An eye poke's an eye poke. I've got shampoo in my fucking eye one time, and I thought I was going to call off work, so fuck this shit. You know what I mean? So hats off to Pedro Munhoz. If I was only half the man you were, I would probably be talking shit, but I'm not. So Pedro, I hope you get another matchup going forward. Sugar Sean O'Malley, again, sucks for you guys. I don't really know what's going to happen with Sean moving forward. He's got all these things going on. Adrian Yanez is talking to him. That would be a really cool matchup. I don't want to see a rematch. I don't want to see this rebooked in like 6 weeks. I'd rather just see something fresh. Let the division move on. Forget this ever fucking happened. And we can actually see these guys go succeed elsewhere. Okay. Down to the prelims. Jalen Turner. Holy shit. Looked flawless. Flawless victory against Brad Riddell. He used his reach and his striking. He was just able to put his hand out there and just touch Brad, and Brad just could not get in. He just did not have a chance to get in, and Jalen was able to get him down and get the submission very fast, very impressive. Welcome to the lightweight rankings for Jalen Turner. Can't wait to see what you're going to do moving forward. You now have your opportunity at lightweight. That's fucking awesome. Now, Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone. Great fight. Super happy the way it ended. Donald retires. Jim got the win. No disrespect to Donald. It was just, man, it was time, man. I mean, you were, what is that, 6-7 in a row now? It's just, you've got all of our respect. You got nothing else to prove to anybody, man. So I'm really happy that you didn't go out there and get hurt, and you were able to ride off with your family there. Everybody was there, and you were able to do it, not on your terms, but in the sense your lights weren't shut out, There's no disrespect, and moving forward, I can't wait to see what you're going to do in the movies. I want to see that one that you did with Gina Carano. I want to see that. I heard it got really good reviews of people. I don't remember what the movie was. I apologize, but I do want to see it myself. So Donald, thank you for everything you've given us. I was a huge fan for a long, long time. Still a huge fan of what you're going to do with the rest of your career. Thank you. Jim Miller, holy shit. You are probably 100% right on being the guy who's going to be the only guy to compete on UFC 100, 200, and 300. Talk about the Iron Man of the UFC. When he walked out to Ozzy Osbourne's Iron Man, that was fucking sick. And what this guy's been able to do, turn back the clock time and time again. Every couple of years, it kind of almost seems like he's going to retire, and then he comes out and takes out 2 prospects and just took out another legend. This was the perfect time if he were to have that rematch. This was that perfect time to get it, and he got lucky. He got hit with that leg kick, but he jumped right on him and just had that killer instinct, got the guillotine choke, and it was fucking over. So Jim Miller, congratulations. Hey, if you're smart, shove yourself. What is this, UFC 276? You got 18 months until UFC 300, I bet. Keep yourself healthy. Don't take any huge risks. You'll be at UFC 300 in no time. I can't wait to see it happens. So congratulations, Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone. Thank you for everything you've given us. Congratulations. Moving forward, we had Ian Gary versus Gabe Green. Ian Gary looked good against another guy who was just out there. He just wouldn't quit. Gabe would not quit. I've become a fan in Gabe Green. I don't care if the UFC cuts him or not. I'll still be interested to see what this guy does moving forward. What he was able to do against Ian Gary Yeah, he got beat up, definitely, but he was never stopped moving forward. And we got to see how Ian is able to fight off of his back foot very well. And he looked precise. He made a post like flow state. That was like the exact words I was thinking while he was fighting. He was really getting into a groove and a flow and feeling confident out there and feeling dangerous out there. It was really interesting to see. So that was the first time that we really got to see him actually put out a performance that looked dominant. Because before I forgot it was Jordan Williams and I forgot the other guy he fought. I think Darian Weeks, and he just didn't look good. He got the KO win against Jordan Williams, which was sweet, but like he wasn't looking good up until those points. So it's very cool to see him make these improvements going forward. Maybe he should, slow down with the trash talk. He's not very good at it. So, dude, kind of stick with what you're good at and perform. And I think the fans will follow. Just be yourself, and I think the fans will follow. Don't try and be a tryhard. But great performance nonetheless. So I can't see what you have moving forward. To start that prelim card, we had Dricus du Plessis going against Brad Tavares. I mean, going in this, I had Brad going to take this victory. I thought he was going to be the more experienced fighter. I thought he'd just been there, done that. I knew Dricus was very dangerous, but I thought he was going to overextend himself. I thought he was going to be overhyper. I thought he was going to blow his wad. And that almost happened, right? First round, that's exactly what it looked like. He looked like he fucking blew his load the first 90 seconds in that fight, and Brad was going to take over. And then in the second round, Dricus was able to kind of calm himself, utilize his technique, and Brad, who was feeling very safe at that point, was like, oh man, I got this. He got punched in the face, and then once that knee broke his nose, once it broke Brad's nose, you could see he just wasn't the same guy anymore, and he wasn't at that same level, and Dricus was able to find his center, he was able to find his technique, he was able to find his timing, his reach, all of that, and he was able to utilize that to win the last 2-3 rounds with a very, very nice performance, and it will definitely now probably be number 15 in the middleweight rankings. I can't wait to see Dricus moving forward. I like to see him fight Chris Curtis next. I know that they were slated to fight before, so I'd really, really, really like to see that matchup moving forward. Dricus and Chris Curtis, I'd like to see that, definitely. Guys, moving forward to Andre Muniz and Uriah Hall. Muniz definitely was able to use his skill set against Uriah Hall. Uriah just didn't want to wrestle. It just looked like he was like, fuck, man. Which is weird because it's like, why would you take a fight against such a dominant ground fighter if you don't want to fight on the ground? Like, maybe that was the only thing that kind of went his way, and he was coming off a couple losses, so maybe he really didn't have a choice in the matter. But Uriah just didn't seem like he wanted to be there. He was just like, fuck, man, I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to do this shit. And it kind of sucked to see because I'm a big fan of Uriah Hall. The guy is just one of the best talents to never really kind of reach that next fucking level. And it really just kind of seems to be the motivation, because as a mixed martial artist, he seems to be second to none. Like, he just really seems to be that good. And I'm sure he's very good as a coach. I'm pretty sure he's the team captain and where he's at Team Fortis. And I just think that when it comes to performing and being under the bright lights, and I think maybe also with him being such a nice guy, that also might play a factor into it. A, maybe the pressure gets to him a little bit. B, maybe he doesn't really like to hurt people. It's more of a martial art for him. It's an art form for him. So maybe that kind of plays into a factor. I'd like to see Uriah kind of step away soon if he's not going to be, it just doesn't seem like he wants to be out there, and maybe go out there and be a coach and coach the next younger generation and, move forward. Andre, congratulations on your performance. You're definitely going to be moving forward in those middleweight rankings. And, I think you're going to be a problem for a lot of these guys. You have a good stand-up game. You have a phenomenal ground game, world-class ground game. And I think that can open up your striking to go against these upper echelon guys in the middleweight division, and I think that you're going to be a really big problem in the middleweight division. I can't wait to see what you got moving forward. Next, we had Macy Barber retired Jessica I. I wanted Jessica to really, really take this fight just because Macy annoys me. Like, Macy is just like, she's like that chick in gym class who tried way too fucking hard, and it was just like really, just stop. You're annoying. Like, just go home. But Macy looked great, man. She's able to fight her fight. Jessica got into the clinch, though, and she tried to utilize the clinch game, which was really worked against her. And Macy was able to use those elbows and really hurt Jessica early on, where Jessica just could not find her footing. And Macy was able to use this style that just kept Jessica was just off her back foot, always had to react. She was never acting, she was always reacting, and that was able to go to Macy Barber's favor. So congratulations to Macy, you got the win. Cool. Jessica, I can't wait to see what you do in the WWE. She says she wants to be the female Undertaker. I think that's really cool. That's something she can do. She loves motorcycles, all that good shit. I think that's something that she can go out there and do and succeed at. I can't wait to see what she does moving forward. Jessica, thank you for everything you've done with the UFC. Congratulations on your retirement, and congratulations moving forward. I know you're going to be a star in the WWE, so good luck. So to start our early prelims, we had Julia Stolarenko and Jessica Rose Clark, and Jessie looked good really early, and she was able to drop Julia really early, and it looked like it hurt her. But Julia was like, the second she got hit, she's like, go to the ground, go to the ground. And that's exactly what she did. She took her to the ground, she got Jessica's arm, and she was able to get the tap with the arm bar. And dislocated her pretty bad. It did not look good. And Jessica even came out after and said that she did a really good job tweaking her arm after she tapped. So kind of a bitch move on Julia's part. But she got the win. She got the victory. This is cage fighting. I guess we're not here to be role models, I suppose, you know. So I'm really interested to see what happens with Jessie because she lost 42 seconds in. She's on a bit of a losing streak. But I know that she has a pretty... well, it's only a 2-fight losing streak, you know. But she's lost 4 out of her last 6. I'm not really sure what the UFC is going to do with her moving forward. She has a big fan base. I could see her side with the BKFC. Just like Felice Herrig, who recently retired from mixed martial arts, she is now signing with the BKFC. So I can see her doing that, and I can see her succeeding over there. But nonetheless, kind of bummed to see her get that L. I was really kind of pulling for her there. So Jessica Rose Clark, whatever you do moving forward, very interested to see. All right, guys. Thank you for my first ever full card breakdown. Tell me what you guys think in the comments section. Love to hear your guys' input. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more MMA content by yours truly. All right, guys, Mr. Mustache MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.